What are you eating?
Woo!
I don't know. I don't
Are we
see it.
live yet?
I don't know.
It says live on my screen here.
It always says live on the screen, and then it's not live. All right, we're. I think we're live now.
We are? Okay. Welcome, everybody, to BatYard's Finest Podcast with the finest gentlemen here and here.
What's up?
And as usual, we're here to bring you everything in Batman, Superman, pop culture, and more. We're still working on the and more.
Yeah, well, that's
And
the and more is all the movies that we pick. So yeah,
yeah. And tonight, your host with the most, Jerry, still the Green Lantern from Ola, and I'm gonna go this way. Oh, I was trying to go to the left. Hold up.
Well, it's all yours, man.
I'm sorry.
This guy.
Hey guys, I'm Matt from freaking Gotham. What's up?
And I'm Josh.
This
from
guy all the way
Metropolis.
over there.
Yeah, I'm Josh from Metropolis. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's well. It's been a little bit since we did this. We were supposed to do this last week, but Matt had the sniffles, and he canceled it. While I had COVID, I was still willing to do this, and Matt had sniffles.
Okay, no. Every 2 seconds, I was fucking coughing like an asshole.
He
So
had
do
a
you want to hear
horrible cough.
the whole time?
Matt had COVID.
I'm glad you're over COVID.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm done with COVID.
Yeah.
Too. I had COVID, and it wasn't fun. So now I'm done. I'm good. I'm good and healthy now.
Well, as usual, our opening segment is BSBS, Batman, Superman, or anything other interesting topics. Josh, why don't you go ahead and take it away this time?
Okay. Should I just reveal one thing and then we'll go in order, or should I do all my stuff? Because I have a little bit.
Oh, God.
I say let's just do one thing and go.
All right, we'll do one at a time. Okay. All right. So I just purchased this fossil from antique shop. It was cool. My sister was hating on me. I thought it was awesome. And this is a genuine fossil. This is a tooth from an ancient reptile, and it's from 60 to 80 million years old. And this is a Mosasaurus tooth. If you don't know what a Mosasaurus is, it's an ancient swimming reptile from the Cretaceous period, or even before. But this is genuine.
Lost Jurassic Park 1. Or Jurassic World 1.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same one in Jurassic World, but the scale of that one is way too big. It's probably more closer to the size of the great white shark that it eats. You know that scene where it eats a great white shark? It's not that big. It's probably as big as a great white. But this is it. This is genuine tooth. I wish the light was kind of like, there you go. There it is. I thought
That's
it was
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to find out how to display it. I almost got to put it in a box or something. But this is
Did it cost you a pretty penny?
it only cost. I thought it was a bargain. It cost me $25, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm buying this for $25."
Is it real?
It is.
It's just
totally
plaster.
It's totally real. Here, I'll even do the lick test. If it sticks to my tongue.
Okay, so next time I go over your house, I'm gonna just walk into a chem lab.
Sticks.
It's gonna be a chem lab, and I'm gonna be like, Josh, what's happening? Put in the coat, please. What do you mean the coat? Put in the coat, please.
There's
Dino DNA. Just
yeah, we can make a
babies.
Mosasaurus, even though there's probably no DNA left in this, because DNA deteriorates over only a couple million years. But yeah, so I just did the licking test. If you guys don't know, paleontologists, this is if it sticks to your tongue, then it's a fossil, and it just did. So yeah, I wanted to share that. I got
That's
to figure
cool.
out how to display that. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jerry, yeah, go ahead.
I have a few things of BS I want to share, but I guess probably the biggest thing is earlier today, Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard for $70 billion.
Wait, for real? Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So
I
they
saw
now-
your comments.
So now they have Candy Crush or whatever the company that does Candy Crush. They have them. They have Diablo, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and Overwatch like under their belt to just, kerfuddle and meddle in as they see fit.
So we're going back to Xbox. What the hell is happening? I don't get this anymore.
I don't know. I think this was an interesting power play because Microsoft is definitely slowly turning into the Disney of gaming industries.
They are. They literally are. But like, it's just like, what the fuck? It's just a what the fuck moment. It's like, it's what the hell. I literally would. You guys were talking about it. I was at work and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then I see more things going on Instagram. I'm like taking a break, and then I'm like just sitting there with my dad at like it's around 2:30. I'm waiting for the IT guys at my job to help me fix some problems at work. I'm just like this hits me. I'm like, this sucks. I just lost a franchise for PlayStation that I really want to play on there at the time. For freaking what's it?
Oh yeah, Spyro and Crash.
Like, I'm not a big Crash fan. I enjoy the character and the games, but like, I'm not the skilled player to play Crash with the jumping the platform crap. And I get screwed up sometimes with that crap. Spyro, I love the storyline and the way that you can just control a dragon, and it was easier in a way. But like Spyro went downhill when it became a partnership owning. But now it's going to be literally just Microsoft. Once Microsoft got in there, Spyro kind of went meh with storyline proper for me.
So do they own Naughty Dog? They own Naughty Dog too? Isn't
I
No.
don't think they do.
Naughty
Naughty
Crash
Dog is-
Bandicoot
No.
Naughty Dog?
Who's Naughty Dog's parent company?
No, Naughty Dog is Sony still. Naughty Dog's a Sony company.
Still Sony.
So
I know.
that'd be a Sony company. They would not let that go because Uncharted is under it.
Yeah,
If
I know.
Uncharted was not under Naughty Dog, and they would be like, yeah, sure, take Naughty Dog. Go ahead.
I know
Make
Crash
Jack and
was
Daxter 4.
Naughty Dog at some point.
No, Crash was Naughty Dog, and then was Activision took them over.
Oh,
Took him over later on. That's what happened. It went like it did the original set of games, and then the other games that moved out to Activision because he did the same thing with was it Spyro? He did the he did the both platforms to get the game now. They went to Xbox and PlayStation, so they're sharing him. And then Naughty Dog got the rights to use him in Uncharted 4 just for shits and giggles because it's Naughty Dog. They got permission. They're like, all right, they were doing that the remaster of the trilogy set at basically the same time when Uncharted 4 was coming out. So it kind of worked.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so who knows? Microsoft, they might turn into, like I said, the Disney of gaming because they already own Bethesda. So now they have a lot of other big titles under them. So who knows?
What's it called? They're basically the Teddy of freaking gaming. They're showing their big stick. The Teddy Roosevelt.
Sony's going to have to step it up now.
Oh, they lost a lot of their... basically, most of the big games come from Activision. Blizzard is that's more PC wise, I would say. We only got really Diablo out of it. If Blizzard gave us WoW, that'd be different. It'd be a bigger ball game.
Yeah, they have Overwatch, World of Warcraft,
That's it.
Diablo,
StarCraft.
yeah,
And
I'm
yes,
gonna look.
They got a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with this newfound power.
Yeah, I mean World of Warcraft's pretty big, so that's probably
That's
one of the biggest grabs.
including with now we're able to like cross-platform play with everybody. So like if they can find a way to figure out how to properly port WoW onto the Xbox and cross-play with everybody on WoW to PC edition, that would be a lot of big changes. But wasn't Blizzard in some shit anyway that's going on right now?
I think they were. I remember what you're talking about.
Jimmy likes to let us know like certain issues. Our friend Jimmy, and last time we knew, Blizzard, one of Blizzard's company development companies inside of them, is in trouble.
Yeah, for like sexual harassment or something like that.
Yes, a lot of
every company.
sexual harassment and newer. Yeah, but this one's a lot worse than a minor bullshit thing that supposedly. So,
Oh man,
that was my major thing.
Yeah, Matt, what do you got?
What you got?
Okay, okay, so I have this literally bullshit and something to get Jerry's reaction to. What's it gonna say? The major thing that's happening with my big news is the writer for Transformers King Grimlock is supposedly coming to my hometown Hyde Park, to our comic book store down the street from me. He's going to be doing some signings of some of his works and hanging out with some people at the comic book store, Alter Universe. And he's just going to be doing his own thing. His name's Steven Orlando. And what's it called? He stated that he's putting out an X-Men comic book series called X-Men Marauders. And he's going to be continuing the Grimlock kind of like series that he's going to make. I don't know where it's going to continue from, of how the ending of the King Grimlock stuff, he's going to continue onward with that, or just do another Grimlock storyline that he's just going to spin out nowhere, but be related to the King Grimlock stuff. I don't know. But it's supposed to, I was told by the owner, the owner that runs the comic book store, Anthony, that he's supposed to come by sometime in March. They haven't finished the details due to the COVID, all that stuff news. And he's going to let me know when that's going to happen. But I'm excited to actually go and hang out with, go there and get signed comics from him.
Oh, that's
and
dope.
maybe hopefully do an interview. That's what I'm hoping to. But I can't wait for that.
Oh, that's cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I forgot about the whole. Huh?
No, if you find any of the Steven Lando's any of his work, he is signing some of his comics and sending them out to comic book stores, actually, because what's it called? The owner of Alter Universe, Anthony, he showed me like a stockpile of like other comics that he has that have signatures on there of his that he just sends out. He basically just plops out autographs just randomly and box orders of comics.
Are you getting one?
Dope.
I can actually go now and get when they open tomorrow and just get an autographed one.
Get one now.
No.
I forgot all about the King Grimlock series. I'm so jealous.
His final King Grimlock's final was an issue is coming out in February. It's coming out February 2nd.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
That's the last one. Yeah. So I can't wait. and I've been enjoying that they have multiple like different styles of cover art. Yeah, I can't do this ever right.
Just hold it still. Stop moving it.
I know, but I wanted to fit in. I'm trying to get in the middle.
Oh my god.
I kind of prefer this one more.
Because it's badass looking.
Yeah, it looks badass, but I'm like,
I like the dinosaur.
This one's cool too. I like this one too, but it's like too much 3D. What?
Is that a dragon or a dinosaur?
This is this is a dragon. That's a dragon.
You kind of like it's kind of like out of focus. I kind of see it. That's not helping. I think it's just like the quality of your. Yeah.
Probably the reflection.
But my favorite. I don't have it near me right now, but I do. My favorite cover art at the moment that I actually own on me is the volume 2 one. It's issue 2. It's him crawling out of a what's it called? A prehistoric plant monster that's trying to eat him in the issue. And so he's just like climbing out of it. It looks dope.
Let me know if a Mosasaurus is in it. Let me know if a Mosasaurus is in it.
Definitely not. But I probably will. I don't know. It's set. The storyline is set in a prehistoric setup, like a medieval prehistoric mashup storyline. So we could have a Mosasaur at some point, maybe. Yeah. But if I'll share the issues. Issue 2's cover art and probably those 2 other ones on Instagram in the story somewhere down the line. Probably tonight.
Cool.
For a better video, like picture.
Yeah, definitely share those.
Yeah, I want to see those.
Yeah,
I sent you the 2 the issue for the dual covers. But I didn't send you issue 2. I need to send you issue 2 and 3. Well, technically, I have 3 right. Issue 3 is this one.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah. It's just him with a freaking dinosaur head in his hand. Still need to read it.
Speaking of comics, I got the the original Spider-Man comic books.
Okay.
The graphic novel. So it's like a collection of all the first issues. I guess it comes with 9 issues on the back. Like the first time he fights a lizard, Dr. Octopus. And I just read the first one, and you know what? We just reviewed the origin of Spider-Man last week, and it's pretty damn accurate. That cartoon is very accurate to this comic book. I was like, holy crap.
Is it really?
Yeah, it really is.
Panel?
Basically, it's very close. Even like the stuff in the beginning with the 2 guys, like calling him a bookworm and like trying to set him up with like a girl on the date, and like him jumping over the car. And Uncle Ben does not say with great power comes great responsibility. It's just Spider-Man says it, just like in the cartoon. So you can't even blame the writers of the cartoon for kind of the hokey storytelling. That's just how it is in the original comic book. So I don't know when. I don't know. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right. They actually did it right. Okay.
Maybe I'll do like I don't know, kind of like show like panel next to the cartoon on Instagram or something, just so you get to see what I'm talking about. But it's pretty accurate. I was surprised. The only thing that they didn't have, I think it was just more because of time, was the wrestling segment, you know. But other than that, it's pretty damn close.
Oh God.
Yeah, I've been reading like the original Superman comic books, and now I'm reading the original Spider-Man, and like it's definitely very cheesy. The Spider-Man comic books. I'm a little biased. I think the Superman comic books aren't as cheesy, but I'm a little biased. I would like to see if someone else's opinion on that. Yeah, because it's always like Spider-Man. It's like a scientist and something goes haywire, and that's like every Spider-Man villain, you know. And with Superman, it's a multitude of different things than just villain of the week.
Well, like Superman, like that's the one thing I get with Superman. Superman has like a larger like scale to him. Like he can just go from like helping a neighborhood to like destroying the world.
His villains have a lot of depth to them.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, out of all the villains, Batman definitely has the best villains. He has like the ones with the most depth, and like they're more like psychotic. Which I mean, some of Spider-Man villains are kind of like that. Well, yeah. It's an interesting juxtaposition, seeing the two. So I just wanted to mention that.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where did you get that one?
I just got it. When did I get it? Like a couple of days ago, over the weekend. There's a comic book shop literally right next to the gym I go to. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna get a comic book today. I had a dream that I was reading the original Spider-Man comic book, so I was like, oh well, now I have to get it. I had a dream that I was reading it. So
it's fitting.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, did you guys see the Moon Knight trailer or the reveal of the Batgirl costume? Have you seen that?
I saw the Batgirl costume, and I saw behind, like, I've seen like clips from the Moon Knight trailer, and like behind, like a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, and like bullshit that people would have been posting. But I've never seen the trailer yet.
I haven't seen.
I haven't watched the trailer, but I know it exists. That's what I was going to bring up next. I'm glad you beat me to it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Okay, with Moon Knight, I kind of dig it where they're going with it. I don't know. I'm not like 100% fan of Moon Knight. I know hearing bits of him. I never read any of his comics. I only got him from like video games and some here and there. Times he like shows up in like,
another
Marvel
comic
show.
book. Yeah. I seen him in like Ultimate Spider-Man I used to read, and he would like show up sometimes in that. He just seems like Marvel's Batman. That's kind of what I get the gist of. He's kind of like a Batman,
like a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
he's. I don't know if he has any powers or not. I have no idea.
I think he does because it's like there's like a creature, like some kind of a skeleton creature that manifests. It looks like from like the photos I've seen that's helped giving him powers.
Okay.
And of sorts, if anybody watching us, correct us. Yeah, and he looks like it looks like a skeleton bird, like that's like in like ceremonial robes that has just like you just see it just a skeleton bird head, and he like does like gives him the powers or like shows him like a way of how to do things or something like that. And I think that's kind of neat, but I don't know how it's gonna look live action because I saw a comparison of like kind of what you see in the trailer of it to what I see in the comics, and I'm like, the comic one looks awesome, but I'm kind of paranoid about skeleton 3D animation skeletal skeleton animation and 3D and like in like CGI and all that stuff. I'm kind of like, it's a hit and miss because it can look really good and real, or it can just look flimsy and rubbery.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I haven't watched it yet. I gotta see how this is gonna be because it's Moon Knight. I don't really care. So if I watch it, I'll watch it. If not, the internet will spoil it for me.
Yeah,
true. But people are trying to compare both of these to like both. I mean, compare Moon Knight to the new Batman movie coming out because it's supposed to be like crazy shit. What?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
No
so
here,
I don't know. It's supposed to be some weird stuff happening. I don't know.
What is it? I want to
show
the image of it.
I don't know.
But
the Batgirl stuff, the Batgirl outfit, it's kind of neat where they're going, but at the same time, I'm like, are we really going backwards, kind of? Like we're kind of going like it feels like we're going backwards into like a few years ago. Her purple outfit that she used to run around in.
Yeah, well,
Or
before
she's still in it. I haven't seen that much with Batgirl in it. Like in anything anymore.
I have to
Hold
look up
on.
these still images.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna show you both of them. So this is the Moon Knight image I seen.
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer. It looks like just a still from the trailer. And then the Batgirl. Here's Batgirl, right here. It looks like it's reminiscent of the New 52 Batgirl with the jacket
Yeah.
and the zip up. It looks very close to it, and I know what you mean, Matt. With it does seem like they're kind of going backwards. I don't know if Batgirl is going to be affiliated with Batman. I mean, what are they going to do? It would be nice to have that connection, like, oh, she trained with Batman or something, instead of just like on her own. Because like I feel like the characters, on their own without Batman don't really work at least nearly as well. So it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know
because that's
what
their
the hell they're
main
doing.
glue of connection.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. I don't know. It's gonna be weird unless unless down the line, like it's a movie coming out for Batgirl, right? It's a movie, right?
Yeah, it's coming out 2020.
So like, if they try to like, what's it called?
So here's like the
Mash it together somewhere. Okay, I see where they're going
with
with
the
it.
jacket and the zip up.
Like, let's say with the new Batman that's coming out, at the end it with like they're going to do a time skip or something. Maybe we can have it connect to that Batman if they coexist in a way.
I don't.
But we don't know where this
know.
Batgirl is going to land. It's going to land with the Zack Snyder shit that's been trying to happen,
what I
or
mean. Like
what is it?
DC's such a mess right now. It's like it seems
I
like
don't think DC
bonus
knows what DC is doing.
no.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
I wish they would just continue on like what they're doing with what they did with the Justice League with James Gunn's The Justice League, and just kind of have new directors kind of just take on different characters and new characters and just have different visions. Like, keep the Zack Snyder universe, but like build upon it and maybe fix it. But I wouldn't. It seems like they're gonna fucking completely retcon it, and now it's gonna be even more filled with holes than it already is.
Well, how do you retcon something?
They're gonna do that with the Flash.
You're using your characters for.
That's
using
what the
their
Flashpoint's
characters.
gonna do.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. The
I know.
Flashpoint movie
Well,
is just gonna like get rid of the universe, I guess.
It's so
So
dumb.
it doesn't even
it's so
sound
dumb.
exciting. Like with the Spider-Man movie, they set up the multiverse, and this is like actually something the fans wanted to see. Everyone wanted to see the three Spider-Man working together. They wanted to see the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
No one wants to see these characters disappear and then be replaced by, lesser versions of themselves. Like, I'm not saying like Supergirl's a lesser version of Superman, but it's nice to have Superman and Supergirl in the same fucking universe. But it seems like they're completely replacing Superman with Supergirl.
It's like CW. It's like
exactly.
It's like they're taking CW and literally saying, we're not just gonna leave you as TV shows. We're gonna broaden your freaking range and get you to movies, motherfucker.
And
you're getting to movies.
That seems like
it's almost like they're trying to pull, like Crispy said, their TV shows, because that's really what's been their saving grace is their TV shows.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing that's successful. But even their TV shows are like, they get a little too political and like too cheesy at points. Like I like it to a certain degree, but I don't know. I don't want them to go in that realm because the TV shows, I just see them as like a cheaper version of, the movies, So exactly. So like, I mean, not there's anything wrong with that. I have been enjoying Superman and Lois. I only seen like a select few episodes, but I've been enjoying that, and it seems like they're kind of bringing up production value with that. But I don't know. I like keeping those things separated, and I just wish they would just kind of keep going with the James Gunn route and just, getting different directors and kind of lightening up the tone a little bit, I guess,
Nope.
They need to do something.
They won't.
Because if they're going to use Flashpoint to erase what little universe they've built to reestablish themselves,
Exactly.
this is going to be New 52 into New 52 Rebirth all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather
that
have
works with the
Injustice
comics.
happen now.
I don't like
Let's have
Injustice.
Injustice.
I don't like Injustice. I don't like that story.
I know.
But I guess it would be something. I don't know. It's so
It'd
stupid.
be a way to retcon everybody. Superman
already-
goes
They
fucking
already
bad
ruined
and
it.
he kills everybody.
They already
And then we
ruined
just say, all right, Superman ruined this one. Let's go to the next one.
it. They're doing it.
That's
They're doing that.
basically
They're doing
how
it without
Zack
doing that.
Yeah, but this is how the Zack Snyder Justice League ends, with that credit scene ending, is that Superman's fucking evil and just ruining things. Why not just make it a thing? Just make it a thing already.
I gotta agree with Crispy because at this point, Injustice might as well do it because
I just rather have.
why not? Just
I'd
why
rather
not?
not.
Yeah, there's no.
I don't
Just
want.
have Superman. Superman started it off. Had Superman fucking end it, and let's just see in live action
want that.
Superman busting his hand through
I don't-
Joker and throwing him
I
aside.
don't want that at all. Unless they bring back, unless they bring actual fucking the Superman that everyone likes, you know, the one that smiles and lighthearted, and then he fights off the evil Superman like they did with the first game.
never
Then
know.
I would be all right, a little okay with it. But Superman's been an
And that's-
asshole throughout this whole
And
universe. I don't want Superman to be an asshole. That's not why I like the character. It's like
if they do,
no, I
they
don't
bring
want
back-
that.
I know, but if they do the
last
way how the
fucking
game
thing I want.
goes, if they do the how the game goes, then you get the good Superman again, and then we reboot. You reboot again. That's how we retcon the fuck out of this.
They're already
Zack
doing
Snyder
it with
shit.
just Flashpoint. They don't even need
Yeah,
that.
the Zack. You know they're gonna fuck that up. You know they're gonna fuck
Exactly,
that
I'm
up
not
because they're
fuck
not
up-
gonna be
they
able
would
to erase
fuck up
anything.
the fucking Injustice thing
I
too.
hate.
They'll fuck up
I'm
that
not a big-
too. So like, what's
Yeah.
that's not going to help anything either.
I literally hate the actor that plays the Flash. I'm not a big fan of him.
He's,
And
Nah,
he wouldn't be
the
my
way
first
they're-
choice.
I really would. If that was a thing, I'd be like, Flashpoint. He fucks himself up. He becomes somebody else as a different actor. I'd rather have that. And so, what's his name from the CW show?
Grant
He actually
Gustin?
switch fucking places.
Uh,
Yeah, they switch fucking places and all kinds of shit. Or we get somebody that actually looks like the Flash comes
Yeah,
in play.
some blonde kid. That would be cool.
And it's just some greasy ass looking kid that
I
has
don't
a freaking metal suit that runs really fast.
I don't really like him either. He had like the better scenes in the Zack Snyder Justice League. He had like one of the better scenes in that movie, but it wasn't really because of that actor. It was just how the writing was.
Yeah. The one thing is, like, it makes me skeeve when I see him because he just looks gross.
He does look kind of
too at some points. He looks
looked
gross. And I'm like
the
he's
Flash
supposed to
got
be-
on drugs and then got off drugs.
Yes. And I'm like, I want to see the Flash actually be successful instead of like a kid that's off the street, that's living on the street more, because his suit literally looks like garbage just put together. And it's just like, why? Like, how did he even get the the
he
parts
stole it.
to actually make it?
Stole it.
I know
He stole
so
it.
he's a thief.
That's
So
the
he's
answer.
a thief. He's a fucking
is.
thief too at the same time.
Yep.
So like, it's just fucked up. It's really garbage.
I don't know. Let's get
But
off.
Oh,
topic.
man.
We gotta get off this. Jerry, save us.
For the last piece of BS news I have, I already told
got
Crispy this. So
I got
the
one
Foo
still.
Fighters are going to make a
Oh,
movie.
I did see that. Yeah, I saw.
I hate you. I hate
I watched the trailer for it, and I'm like, this is fucking Kiss meets Phantom of the Park all over again.
It looks.
It's worse.
it looked
I
more
think it's
entertaining.
way.
I think.
Like
think
it
it's
looks like it's
an
gonna be
interesting
funny.
idea. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a cringe show. It's literally gonna be a cringe. You're gonna get cringed out by watching these. Like, if you enjoy the Foo Fighters, I've never been a big fan of them, but if you like enjoy them as musicians, and like you're gonna watch this and be getting cringe, like I enjoyed listening to your music, and you're doing this shit.
I like some of their stuff. I'm not like the biggest fan, but
they've got a couple of good hits.
I like David Grohl. It seems like it's gonna be tongue in cheek. It seems like it's gonna kind of make fun of itself anyway. So I don't know. I'm all for it. Whatever. Fuck it. I kind of want more bands to make weird movies. They used to. It seemed like more of a thing that they would do like back in the 80s, and it kind of died off. But now, I'm kind of hoping like this opens the doors for more weird fucking band movies, because I mean some of them are pretty good. Not fucking Kiss meets whatever the fuck Six Flags. I mean that's not really good, but I think it'll be better than that. It has to be. There's no way it won't.
If the lead singer of Disturbed isn't in it, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 because it looks like he belongs in there somewhere.
He belongs to be the demon that's inside this whole. That's what I was gonna state too. I literally stated this to Jerry in our messaging too. We both agreed on that. I was like, if the lead singer from Disturbed is in this, I'd be sold more because I want him to be the creature or the demon creature that shows up at this and basically possesses him in the movie. We just need to hear "Down with the Sickness" and he gets possessed. That's it. And then that's the only non-Foo Fighters song.
No, the other non-Foo Fighter songs have to be from Nirvana. Because you got to bring Nirvana back with Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Yeah, but Kurt Cobain is dead. So
yeah.
Bring the spirit of him back as a demon. I don't fucking know.
They'll make some terrible CGI Kurt Cobain.
The way they want him to be.
Just like what they did with Harold Ramis. They'll do the same thing with Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain fans are going to be pissed.
Yeah, a lot. All of them.
All 5 of them.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
I think there's more than 5.
I know there's more than 5. I think there's at least 20 or 30 at my work.
I think there's at least there's at least 12.
Oh wow, the roasting of Kurt Cobain. No, we're not doing our segment. We're just gonna roast Kurt Cobain.
No, we're not. I like Nirvana. I like them better than Foo Fighters. I'd rather listen to Nirvana than Foo Fighters.
I'm like in the midst with Foo Fighters and Nirvana. I never really dabble with them. If they're on the radio, I listen to them.
Yeah. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh, the last BS I wanted to bring up was we just posted a new video of Peter Vincent interviewing a bunch of cosplayers at Saratoga Comic-Con. So if you want to check that out, that was just uploaded. So you'll find it. It's on the YouTube page. So I just
don't watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. Yeah.
I got something for Jerry.
Oh God.
Jerry. So I decided to rewatch Ghost Stories again.
Oh, Jesus Christ in heaven.
And I ended up showing my dad an episode.
Was it the bunny?
It was the bunny.
What did he say?
He just didn't know what to do. And he just said, this is a lot to handle, and how was this supposed to be a kind of a kid's show?
Okay, so for context, Ghost Stories is an older anime, I think from the 90s, early 2000s. It did really poorly in Japan, so when it came to the US, they told them, do whatever you want with it. We do not care.
I remember you mentioning that, yeah.
Yes.
And there's a specific episode with a bunny, and it is the second most god-awful thing in existence.
I'm just going to say the whole series is god-awful. The whole thing. You got, what's it called? You got a Oh my god! Thanks to the English dubbing, you got a pervert child. One of the characters is a pervert. One character is a born again Christian. One is just a mean bitch that's trying to learn, like, have control. There's a little brother that's mentally challenged thanks to the way they wrote him as the dubbing. And then you got the Jewish kid, and then that's it. That's the five characters.
And the born again Christian
bicker at each
is
other.
such a born again Christian.
The born again Christian is just like, and she's perfectly written for her character. And the fucked up thing is, she's like the senior of the school. Like, she's a senior in school or junior class, and she's already been through so much as a kid to make her a born again Christian. It's not even funny. Oh god. But no, this show is ridiculous. Right in the morning, this morning we literally had like a hour session of bullshitting around talking about it. With me, Billy, my coworker Steve, and my coworker Sean just listening to us talking stupid with this show.
Did you get
He just didn't know
Sabino in
how
on
to
it?
handle. So Bino came in around lunchtime. He wasn't there for all of it. But we ended up talking about how not to summon a demon lord. That's a different discussion.
So I think that's going to conclude BSBS.
Yes.
On to the first movie of the original versus remake round 2. I guess we should make this a reoccurring segment now since I'm doing this for the second time.
Yeah, I mean, this will be no. It depends on the episode, I guess. You know, whatever.
We'll work on it. It's
thanks,
we'll save it for the future.
thanks to you guys making this a trend. That's the funny thing. Thanks to you guys making this a trend. I'm actually thinking of doing one down the line too.
Okay, don't do it next episode.
No,
You
I'm not gonna
gotta
do it
space
next
them out.
episode.
You gotta space these
No,
out.
I'm just saying down the road.
All right.
So I guess I'll take the 1985 one. So
1985.
I will be giving a brief synopsis of the 1985 film Fright Night and all of its 92% Rotten Tomato glory. So the movie's about a young man named Charley Brewster whose neighbor, he's a little suspicious of. He's got these inklings that, hey, this guy's, something ain't right about that guy. He kind of rubs me the wrong way. And he's on this binge, like, something's wrong with this dude. I don't trust him. Later on down the line, he sees and hears a woman get murdered. And he's like, this guy's a freaking murderer. And it just devolves into there to Charley finding out that his neighbor is a vampire. And from there on, he tries to recruit a recently fired TV host, Peter Vincent, to help him hunt this vampire because he believes that, yes, he's really hunted vampires. This man knows his business. But it turns out that was just a facade. And he tells him, kid, I can't help you. Leave me the heck alone. And the story just continues. I'm not going to say on a downward spiral, but it just continues on a very gruesome, I guess you could say is a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's 1985, so I guess to them it would be gruesome. A gruesome path of murder, kidnapping, and Stockholm syndrome. To the point where Peter Vincent is like, okay, kid, you know what? You're right. I'm going to help you kill this vampire. And so they fight the man and his colleague, who I think is a zombie or something. I'm honestly not very sure. And eventually save the day and protect his hometown from being turned into vampires and being eaten.
Yeah,
that was a good synopsis.
Yeah, that's basically
10 out of
it.
10.
I just found this out just now. The director and writer is the same guy. It's directed by Tom Holland. Not Spider-Man.
Not Spider-Man.
Older,
he's that old. He looks so
older
good.
Gentleman. who I guess done Child's Play as well, and he wrote Child's Play, directed American Psycho 2. Oh, not American Psycho, Psycho 2, which that's interesting, and a bunch of other horror movies. So yeah, I didn't even know Tom Holland was someone else. So that's cool. Oh, I guess he directed Child's Play as well. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Child's Play. That's another discussion for another episode.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. Well, let's not do a comparison with the Mark Hamill one for that. I would rather not.
I still haven't even watched that.
I haven't either. It doesn't look so good. But
So I'll go ahead and take the reins and give my first thoughts and impressions. So going into this is a total like 80s movie to me. You got a horny kid that he's like, hey, come on, babe, let me put the tip in at least or something. God, we've been going steady for 6 months now. Come on, you're holding out on me. And she's like, no, I'm not ready. I'm too nervous. I can't do it. And then I don't know why he's so obsessed with his neighbor. I'm like, okay, his neighbor's a weird guy. But I'm like, if this was me, I wouldn't care. But I guess he was just so enthralled with him.
he saw the coffin being brought down, so that was like, the spider sense was going off at that point. We're like, oh, what's up with this guy? He's bringing a coffin in his basement. What a weirdo,
Yeah, and then his freaking friend Evil is just making fun of him, like, well, you know what, Brewster? You think he's a vampire? I'm like, man, this dude's a dick. I wish I would freaking kick him.
Yeah,
and then
Evil.
you see
Fucking Ed.
Evil
and then
Ed.
you see the neighbor get ready to bang this chick, and you see boobies on screen. I'm like, ooh, boobies in the 80s.
Yeah, they don't
Not the first Jerry.
They don't
And
hide
then you
them in the 80s.
And then he sees his neighbor with his fangs and claws, and he's like, you son of a bitch, I knew you were a vampire.
They gotta get the close up of the hand first too. Don't forget that gross. The fingers. They getting longer claws and everything.
So
I remember
gross.
they just keep zooming on those things first, and I'm like,
so
oh,
gross. God. But one of my favorite scenes had to have been when Peter Vincent goes to help him prove that he's not a vampire, and he's like, this is holy water, been blessed by a priest. I watched him do it myself. Drink this, and it will prove whether or not you're a vampire. Because he doesn't believe it. He thinks it's a hoax.
With the wink.
And then he's like, you see, Charlie,
wink.
It was fake. He's a real guy. And then he pulls out his pocket mirror, and he's like, he's not there. And then he drops it and he starts freaking out. And now he's like, oh, great. Now what have I got mixed up in?
Yeah, it's the instant gratification that he realizes, oh, shit, he is a vampire. And, he's just trying to just humor, what's his name? Charlie, the main character? Yeah, they're just trying to humor him and go like, oh, yeah, this is holy water. Oh, he drank it. He's not a vampire. You're safe now. And then, he actually gets that realization. Oh, shit. Is this real?
I love how Charlie pulls out the crucifix and he's like, I'm going to prove it more. I'm definitely going to prove it with sticking the crucifix. And Peter's like, enough, Charlie. Enough with this silliness. And he walks away. Then he pulls out the thing and he's like, oh, I did fuck up. I fucked up.
He realized he played himself like a dummy.
Yeah. These are real.
I do love his character, the Peter Vincent character.
I like one of my favorite scenes is literally when he fights Ed at his house.
Yeah,
and he's just fighting Ed and everything. And I'm like, the thing is with Ed. Now, I was trying to talk to Josh about this, but Josh hasn't seen this movie in a long time. I was talking to him last night, and Josh was like, I still have to watch the movie. I haven't had time yet to watch the movie yet. And I was like, watch it because I really want to talk about this part because it really doesn't make sense to me. But at the same time, it should make sense. But it's the part when Peter Vincent stabs him in the chest, and they're in their battle, and he's morphing, and he's like, I'm like, he's morphing from a werewolf. He's a werewolf. How is he a werewolf?
He's not a werewolf. That's a thing that happens like in the classic Dracula. Like he can transform into a bat. He can transform into a wolf. So it is a thing. Like a vampire. I don't know, like ism, I guess.
It's a vampirism power to shapeshift.
Yeah, they could like shapeshift to like a wolf and a bat. And that scene when he stabs, he impales the wolf, and he like goes into the sky, like the chandelier or whatever. I was like, it got a visceral reaction from me. I was like, holy shit! It just looked like it like almost exploded. And the puppet was really like fantastic.
Realistic.
Yeah, really
good.
It was nice and well
done.
And
I saw it like limping when there was a wolf. When he's a wolf form, he's like limping out of frame, and I'm like, oh, I feel bad for Ed. I feel bad for the dog. Him, so bad. Ed, as a human being, you're just an ass. But as an animal, I feel so bad for you.
No, Peter Vincent did the world a favor. He put down a sick animal.
He did.
But the thing is,
and then he was a vampire slayer at that point. He proved himself.
Yeah,
like, I could actually do that.
Well, that's the thing. That's at the end of the movie. I'm sorry, let's do the skipping. You hear Ed's laughter at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. So is Ed really dead, or is he alive?
I guess he's alive. It's like kind of ambiguous. I guess I don't.
He's in between life and death.
Yeah,
I would say I told Josh I was going to watch the second one, but I got work too late today to be able to watch it. So I'm gonna literally make it my goal for next episode to let you know if what happens in 2. If they try to bring back the Ed character as a main villain thing or what, because I have a feeling that that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah, let us know.
Or they said, or they're like, all right, we need you to just do an evil, weird freaking laugh at the end of the movie, and that's it. To set something up for a new second movie. And he'd be like, all right, fine, but didn't I die? Who cares? No one's going to pay attention.
I loved Ed's makeup. His makeup was like super effective with like the teeth.
Oh, it was really nice.
All protruding out.
It reminded me a lot of Thriller.
Yeah, it did. Rick Baker did the makeup for Thriller. I don't think he did the makeup for this movie. I'm looking up the makeup department. Ken Diaz and Rick Stratton. I guess they were the two main makeup artists in the makeup department. So it's not a Rick Baker production. I almost thought it was because they had a little nod to Rick Baker at the end of the movie where Peter Vincent is like showcasing like his next like ghoul. It's like he's showcasing aliens this time, and then it cuts to this terrible squid costume. And I guess that's the first creature that Rick Baker made for like a motion picture, and it's like the worst costume ever. He talks about it before, but I guess like the filmmakers for that particular movie were telling him, "Oh yeah, it's going to be in the shadows. You're not going to be able to see it." And then like when they film the movie, it's just like in broad daylight, and it looks awful. So I thought that was a nice little nod, and I loved all
Speaking of makeup. They also got Richard Edlund, who is the head of Ghostbusters visual and makeup, to work on this as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? So this is pre-Ghostbusters, so wow.
Yeah, when did this movie come out? 85?
Okay.
85.
85.
So this is right after Ghostbusters. This is like
Is it right after?
Yeah, this is the year after. Ghostbusters came out in 84.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
So this, I knew there was, because all of like the effects and visuals, they were on point and on cue, like at every turn, except for the weird bit with the hands. But that's just a small grievance I have because the hands. I'm not into the hands.
What do you mean with the hands?
I'm not a big hand fan. But I think that's
like when they're like melting and blowing up. Because when they're melting, that looked fucking awesome.
No, like when they were growing,
really cool.
like
Yeah.
fingers were just
It's just-
elongated.
Hands are not a good.
just creepy.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the hands are not a good
I
like
thought it was
thing
fine.
to just
I thought it was
show off
effective.
that much.
It's creepy. His
Well,
fingers
like,
grew
yeah,
like
it's
twice
just-
their fucking size.
I thought
I
it was,
know
I thought
you
it
can
was
see
effective.
that.
Simple but effective.
The thing is, the funny thing is, I saw like the makeup caps they put on top of the tips
Yeah.
when I'm watching this a little bit. Well, I'm like paying attention. I'm like, yeah, those are caps. They did the caps on these
Yeah.
things.
But even within that, everything was just like
Yeah.
super, super good. Because I guess since they had just done Ghostbusters, you know, any mistakes with makeup or visuals they would have done, they just perfected and got right. Like, okay, we messed up here. Let's do it this way.
Yeah. With Ghostbusters, they had like no time to do the special effects, so they were like speed rushing throughout that movie. I think they had like a year to make that movie, just like the whole movie. But we're not talking about Ghostbusters. But, I wanted to
You
mention
know,
that.
the
But
one character I did not like in this movie was the Billy guy.
Oh,
Billy.
He's the men.
This-
He's the helper of Jerry.
yeah.
I don't have a helper.
Yeah.
Well, you know a Billy.
Oh,
Jerry
Jerry the vampire.
the
Vampire.
vampire.
Yeah, his deal.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
confusing,
really
too.
understand his point.
Yeah.
The thing is, he okay. So he's just. I looked him up more because you're like, I don't know what the fuck he is.
Yeah.
So he's an undead minion. So
it's
technically,
like a
he's just a.
zombie.
So it's
He's
a
a
zombie?
he's basically a really good zombie voodoo bullshit mix-up thing.
That would
So
be
that's
nice to
why he
explain that.
first just destroyed.
At first,
So they don't really talk about him that
Yeah.
much. He's just there
That's-
to be annoying
at first
and
I thought he was.
confuse you.
At first, I thought he was like when they shot him and he came back up. I was like, oh, he must be a werewolf. That's cool.
That's what
Like,
I.
they're-
That's what
they're
I was
like-
thinking.
Yeah, they're like prepared to fight a fucking vampire, and then they have to deal with a werewolf on the on top of it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Now they gotta like kind of
It'll be dope.
struggle to figure that out too. But no, he just kind of dies.
Well, that would make more sense with the gun too,
yeah,
right?
that's what I
It
mean.
would make
That's what I
sense with
thought
the
the
gun.
setup was. Yeah,
Yeah. So but no, it's not. He's an undead minion. But it would have been a good twist. That would have been a good
Yeah,
twist.
that's what
Maybe
I
if
was
we go back in time,
expecting.
we suggest an
yeah.
extra to them. But no, but it'll make it probably 10 times even more better than it as is now. But no, the thing is, I don't like his character, but I think they did it so good for me not to like his character because he's such a Weasley scum guy
Yeah.
that I don't want to like.
super scummy.
I thought
He wasn't
yeah.
like a thing like I wanted to care about, but he did his role right. He
Yeah.
confused, he annoyed, he pushed the buttons on Charlie. That's what he did, and that's what he was meant to be. He was supposed to be Jerry's bodyguard until nighttime, or if someone's on the case, he's trying to disarm the situation and get them off of Jerry's case. That's basically his role, and he did it right. So I'm not gonna be mad at it. It's just the character just
Yeah,
it's like he just rubs you wrong.
I think
That's it.
I think it just would have won me over if they like set up that he was like undead, or like if they set or if they did the
would've
werewolf
hinted
thing.
at it or something.
Yeah, if they did something
Like if a part fell off of him,
Just like a-
or like
yeah,
a part falls
like
off of him, and like
anything.
Yeah,
Jerry,
anything.
like let me fix
His
you and put
finger
him back.
falls off,
put it
yeah.
back on.
anything.
Maybe like an
Really,
ear moves slightly out of
Yeah.
place.
Oh, like he's talking to Charlie and the ear falls off. He catches it, like,
Yeah,
oh, I got a headache or something, and he walks in the house.
exactly. Like when the police officer comes or something like that. That would have been
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a perfect chance right there.
yeah.
Yeah, but like, it feels like they just like rushed, like they just not rushed, like they just kept having this momentum of the movie. So it felt like this, like if we added a little bit more like detail to this character, we're gonna slow us down a little bit. Let's just keep going.
Mhm.
Let's just keep
Mhm.
going. But there's a part. Did the makeup the makeup artist for this movie did they continue the Ghostbusters 2?
No, they got.
That I don't know.
They got a different.
Because the makeup for Jerry's character, when he goes like ballistic and he's like in full vampire pissed off mode, I when he did like full piss off mode for Jerry, and he has that big gruesome looking vampire look on him, I was like, that reminds me of Ghostbusters 2.
Oh,
when
with
they
the
were
big
fighting,
mouth.
with the big head
Yeah.
and everything. There's this gross and It looks like in Ghostbusters 2 of what's his name, and he just like what the fuck? They had a big freaking head on him.
The skull. Oh,
I think
Vigo? Is that what you're talking
Vigo, yes, Vigo.
about?
It reminded
Oh,
me of
yeah.
him.
Yeah, when like he's like possesses Ray, that part.
Yeah, possesses Ray and everybody. Yeah,
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but it's not
They got-
100%.
they got a different makeup team for Ghostbusters 2. I forget who did it, but I remember.
Well, I'm just gonna give it. They kind of like both look similar, so it's kind of neat that they kind of like look similar in a way. Even though Ghostbusters 2 is like years later, a couple years later. So
Yeah, I want to like say, I mean, this is like a minor thing that I just noticed, but like during the dog, when Evil Ed when turns into a wolf, like they cut from like a close up to of the wolf and then a wide shot of the wolf, and I was like, the fur patterns are changing. Is that the same dog? And then I was looking at him like, no, that's not. That's not even the same wolf. But like, I feel like I would have been like the only person to notice that it's not the same wolf for like when they interchange the shots. But it's such a minor thing; it doesn't even really matter. But I noticed like one has like darker patches, one's like lighter looking. So I just thought it was like
Now,
a funny thing.
one character that I was not immediately drawn into, but I'm like, I love the way he's so well written and the actor carries the character, was Jerry the Vampire.
Yeah,
Because we're not gonna get into the 2011 Jerry yet.
yeah, I think he
But
works
this
better.
one, he's like,
Yeah,
he's like a cool guy. Like, oh, you see him at the bars, like, hey man, you mind if I have a beer with you, or you want to play cards, pool, go fishing, whatever.
yeah,
He's not. They don't play him as the always sexy and seductive vampire. He's just, he's a good looking gentleman, but he brings his own charisma instead of just his own look.
yeah. I thought he was very seductive, especially with the Amy character. Like that was
Yeah, he was
like, oh my god.
Well, that's because he was trying to seduce Amy.
Yeah,
the thing is, like, he didn't overly do it. He brought his own charm into it. It's not like,
Yeah,
get sexy, rip the shirt off, do your thing.
no,
It's more like
he
it was in the
hypnotized
body
her.
movement and
Yeah.
acting and all that stuff. It actually worked, and it's not like they were forcing the sex appeal out of him. He's just like,
Yeah,
it's just how he was doing it. It was working.
undertone. Yeah, the undertones of it, and it like gets under your skin because like naturally vampires are just a seductive creature. So it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, because he was using
outta
all the subtle nuances you would use from obviously the lifetime of a vampire.
Yeah.
Like you meet a woman, you kiss her on the hand, you make eye contact, you talk very friendly, not overly friendly, but very friendly, and compliment everything about her. And even when they got to the club scene, it was like, even when she was running away, she found herself just drawn so into him from like all the nice things and whatnot he was saying to her.
That was another scene I did like too, with the nightclub scene when they're dancing and he kept disappearing. When she's realizing and she's not realizing what's happening, and she's realizing that he's not in the mirrors and he's a vampire. He's a vampire. Oh God, I'm in the hands of the vampire. But at the same time, he's doing his job right as a vampire to seduce her. That she's losing it, and she's not complaining or like trying to run away from him.
Like
At the same time, it's like she's fighting, but at the same time she's losing. And I like that was a good scene of showing it. But I liked how she's having realization. I'm gonna say kudos to the actress that plays the girlfriend. She had to mimic the same movements as if she's dancing with him at the same time, going from scene to scene. It was really good, and how they're still basically the same movements.
Yeah, and I thought she did well as a vampire as well. Like,
Yeah,
she
she
seemed
played
like a
the
completely different
roles
character.
flawlessly.
Yeah.
Like even
Like,
when
she's
she
very
was
innocent.
struggling with the. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, she's like very innocent, and then like once she becomes a vampire, it's like so total opposite. You know?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Like she was,
Yes.
she played the role of the innocent girl next door, and then she immediately flipped and played her hot older sister.
Freaking the sheet.
Yeah, exactly. And then like, that
It's like
dress
switch
she's
is
wearing
perfect.
is pretty revealing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect to see that from such an innocent girl. But
Vampires, man.
yeah, the whole time, like when they're dancing too, it's like it's super seductive. He's like going up at her dress and stuff, and you like you don't know where his hands are going, but you kind of like make the assumption like you know where they went, and then like
I'm like,
they're
I'm watching an 80s porn
Yeah.
almost. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
getting into the intro. This is what's happening. Got it.
Where's the pizza boy?
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's later. That's
Yeah,
Charlie interrupting.
I definitely got to agree with Josh. It was like the whole. I'm not going to call it a dance number. I guess you could call it a scene. Like the whole dance scene, like both of them, they're just physically showing you like, okay, she's matching all of his movements and taking it a step further. And he's trying to play the part of, okay, I have to control myself and resist these urges. But you see, he's ever so close to giving in. And I was like, man, that is some good stuff. Like,
And this man's in a sweater.
Yeah.
He's in a sweater, motherfucker.
Oh, I know he's hot doing this.
This man, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like 80s wear is a lot different to what we have now.
Yeah.
But thanks to Stranger Things, 80 wear is coming back in a way. But this man, if you see the club is not set up as what he's wearing. He is wearing just like a lounging outfit, and he's just like, I'm in the club. People are still, all the women are still looking at him like, okay, what's going on? Sweater's working for you. And then he just does his whole scene with everybody.
Yeah, I loved hearing the 80s music too, like during the dance club. Like that was cool.
I really like that score.
Yeah. Oh, the score was great too. I gotta say, like during the club scene, like he's getting away with Amy, right? He's like fine, and then like the bouncers are kind of like on his side. Like they get rid of Charlie. They're like, oh yeah, this guy's bothering you. All right, hey man, just like get out of here. And he was like on his way to leave anyway. And then he kind of reveals himself at that part, and then he just starts fucking killing people. And I didn't really understand why he did that because he had the girl, he had everything what he wanted. He was gonna leave anyway. So I don't understand why he killed the two bouncers and then cause a ruckus. But then Charlie gets Amy again, but then they get separated throughout the crowd, and then he gets her in the end. It was just kind of confusing, like why he did that. I didn't understand that.
I think he just did it to add insult to injury. One of those petty kind of things.
Get away with it.
Because I'm agreeing. So I was like, man, that's kind of weird. You basically won the fight, so
Yeah.
why are you gonna taunt him even more now?
Right.
That's just that's something the 2011
He's
Jerry
just showing
would
that
do,
he
not the 1985 Jerry.
Yeah.
What's 2022 Jerry doing, Jerry?
2022 Jerry, he's just a laid back guy. He goes night fishing and goes on night picnics.
Oh, that's cool. I want to go night fishing. He could only do that at night. Night picnics are kind of creepy. I kind of want to see a vampire movie with a night picnic.
We should make it. We need to make it. We got it, Jerry. We can make a new Fright Night, 2022 Fright Night.
Just called Fright Night. No, it's just Fright Night Picnic. That's the subtitle.
Fright Night Picnic. There it is.
It's a deleted scene. Yeah. It's just a deleted scene, which is Jerry walking up like, yo, what's up? Let's go. Let's have a picnic. And he just pulls out the picnic. Was it blanket, everything.
Oh my God.
He has a basket.
And then people just get freaked out because they see like some random shadow in like under a tree, and they're like, "Holy crap!" And then they're like, "What are you? I'm just having a picnic. What's the problem?" And then that's it.
Nothing's wrong with this area.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We'll get to the
Oh,
2011 picnic at some point, but yeah. No, this movie is like total 80s, like total 80s cheese, and it's like the perfect
Oh,
amount
yeah.
of 80s. And I love Peter Vincent character, how he's like a night movie host on a like a local public access station basically. And also like all the movie memorabilia he has in his like apartment. That was really cool to see. Like there was like they had Dracula, you know, the Bela Lugosi Dracula. He had like a case of some vampire like stuff. He just like had memorabilia all over the place, and I liked how they like scattered that through it.
They definitely made mention to the forerunners of, because I guess, you know, Van Stoker's Dracula, the old Wolfman, Invisible Man. They definitely made a lot of. I like Josh said, the memorabilia where you see the old vampires, because it's a vampire movie, so you have to have the greats listed in there.
Yeah, it's like a love letter.
But like the 80s was a good. Well, like the 80s was a time period where they actually like. I would say like 80s and 90s was a good time when they actually like to like show like actually be like wow, appreciate to like those movies.
Yeah.
Now newer movies are just like
just kind of
what's the building blocks of our movie again? Oh, fuck those things.
Yeah.
Like
a
black and white
black
movies.
and
What are
white?
those?
Yeah.
Wait a
Who
minute.
thought of that?
You're telling me Brendan Fraser didn't do the first Mummy? I don't care.
Well, that or the Tom Cruise Mummy. The what was it called?
We don't
the
talk
Dark
about
Universe.
Oh, fuck that
The
movie.
Dark
We don't talk
Universe.
about
We don't talk about that movie.
Well, that's
Brendan
the
Fraser's
direction.
where we stop.
That's
with
the
mummies.
direction that they were going. Like that just shows like how
I don't
out
care.
of touch
Just
everyone
stop.
is.
And then
What the
what's his
fuck?
name? What's his name? God, the guy Barge from The Hobbit. He's not the real Dracula. What? Because he has his own Dracula movie. That guy who played Barge, what the fuck his name is, from freaking The Hobbit. I'm trying to think of what else he's in. He's in shit.
I'm not gonna help you.
I can't remember. I can't remember his name, but
Bilbo
he's basically no, not Bilbo Baggins. It's a different. There's a different guy. You think he's like Legolas in this movie, in the Hobbit movies, basically Legolas. I never can pronounce the name right. But getting back on topic, I do like the Jerry battle scene, and when he turns into the demonic bat, I love that puppet. I want to own it.
That
I'm
was
not
a nice
gonna lie.
puppet.
I want to own that puppet of this bat because this bat is awesome looking. It's something that I wasn't gonna think they're gonna do, but it's really awesome. It's like creepy. It just has this weird look. It kind of like reminds me of like, it's not like a vampire bat. It's more like a let's say if it's more of like a demonic fox bat, fox bat. Assuming I'm trying to remember if I'm saying it right. The red fox bat. How they have the elongated snouts.
Oh yeah.
It kind of reminds me of those kind of bats. Well, including the size, it's kind of the same size as one of them too.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yes, it's like it's pretty freaking awesome. Including they didn't try to give it fur; it was mostly skin and gross, just basically just gross skin and like the burning marks that they added to when it gets sunlight was pretty awesome. And they carried that over into Jerry's human form style. So like they didn't lose continuity with the burning stuff. That was a nice thing they did.
Oh yeah, the fight scenes that they had with Jerry, Charlie, the zombie Billy. It's weird because now I'm thinking of our Billy, and I'm like, Billy's not. It was, just all the
we didn't even know he was
fighting.
a zombie.
It was like all of it was just really good because you see Jerry has the upper hand for a little bit. Then Charlie and Peter, get him pushed back into a wall after they get rid of the zombie. And even right after that, here comes Amy as the vampire seductress because she's like, Charlie, I got to tell you something. I'm a vampire. And then that's when he pulls the cross and she's like, and she's just freaking out about it. And I'm like, it's so back and forth that the one-sidedness easily flips in a matter of 2 scenes. And and the favorite for me was when they were in the basement. And Jerry is about to turn Peter. And then Charlie's like, not on my watch, bitch. And he just starts busting all the windows, trying to just illuminate as much of the room as he can. And even doing that, he's still, struggling to keep them at bay because there's so few windows and there's so much debris now that it takes that last huge window or something that they broke, and it just propels him against the wall and just sets him ablaze.
Yep.
Yeah, that scene reminded me a lot of the ending scene of Gremlins when when Spike is like melting with the light from outside and they're revealing the shades and like all the sunlight is like creating him, like is melting him. It seemed pretty similar to that scene. But the effects were super cool. Like the whole movie was super impressive with the effects and the makeup effects. I thought that was the best aspect of it was the makeup effects, and like I liked how they just completely wrote out the mom character too. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm working night shifts," and like she was like so unimportant to the story, and it was like fine. What the fuck? The fuck was that?
I think he's talking to his mom.
Oh.
While we have a brief intermission.
Well, Matt's muted.
Do like
No.
I do like that they wrote out the mom character just because that would have been too many people involved at once, Because you already have Evil Ed, you have Charlie, Peter Vincent, Amy, Jerry, Billy, and that itself is already 6. The mom would have made 7, so
and she would have just gotten away. I almost thought that Ed actually took, I don't know, turned her into a vampire at some point when he was in her bed. That's what I thought at first, and I was like, oh yeah, she's working night shifts. So she just out of the movie.
No, I remember that the mom's doing that. No, they did a good move by Xing the mom out of the movie with like, all right, she's working the night shift like you guys are saying. And that made me happy that Ed is using that information to get closer to the characters in this movie. So like them, like was it Peter is like checking up on the mom, and the mom is not the mom. It's it's freaking Ed instead. I was like,
it's
that's
Ed
perfect.
with a Raggedy Ann wig.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much more to say. What were you gonna say, man?
But I was gonna just add to that's the one thing I like about how Ed is using his friendship with Charlie, that he's knowing more information and using it to his advantage to trick up Charlie, because Charlie's not paying attention this whole time to anything new happening with everybody. So the mom's like, oh, I'm going to start night shifts, and then he's just like, all right, yeah, sure. What's it called? What's her name? The girlfriend Louis could have been like, I'm gonna go like fuck this other dude down the street, and he's like, oh, sure. And she could have got away with that. There's Ed. This whole movie, Charlie's been oblivious to everything, and Ed's using Charlie's obliviousness to his advantage. But he ended up fighting Peter instead of Bill. Not Bill. I mean, instead of Charlie. And the whole time, so So it's a neat factor they added to it. Other than what's it called? Yeah, other than the what's it called? I don't want to talk about. We haven't got there yet. We haven't got to the
Yeah,
movie yet.
I feel like we should get to the. I feel like we should.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should
we're at
jump
a
to
good
2020.
conclusion.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to throw this in before we get to final thoughts and conclusions. So this the summer of '85, this was the second highest grossing horror movie, only surpassed by Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Oh, really? Huh.
Oh yeah, well, it's Freddy.
I mean, it's like it's
That's
great
cool.
movie.
I
though,
mean,
it's
yeah, that's
second.
true. It is Freddy, but this did so well, it kept up with Freddy, because to me, the best Freddy films were the first three.
Well, I told you, I believe I told you, Jerry. Like, if anybody like talks about like vampire movies to get people like that aren't into like black and white movies and don't want to go that far into like vampire movie style stuff, they went towards The Lost Boys and Fright Night. To like, if you want to try out vampire movies, try these movies out, then go on further. If you want to branch backwards, go backwards. If you want to try to go forwards, try to go forwards.
Mm-hmm.
But like these were the two movies, and yeah, Fright Night it works. It's not a bad movie.
And the movie, it box officed very well. It got almost 25 million, and it had a budget of about 9.25 million. So it made 20 million in profit.
Wow.
So
it made about twice the amount to make it.
yep, it was.
Just slightly about that. But at that time, you think about it.
That's a lot of. That's a
decent
good,
roll
decent
in.
paycheck for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how much money
it's-
went into the effects. Like, how much of the budget went into their effects? Because
I
that
I
seemed
would
like a
assume a
big
good
portion of it.
majority.
Yeah.
Decent amount. If we would say like let's split up the movie in like three ways, that's not how they would do it. If it was a three-way thing, it'd be 1/3 of it would have been in fact like the digital, like not digital,
And
into all the effects and visual effects.
and the biggest name they had was Roddy McDowell. They didn't really have like none of the main cast was really known, besides
Mhm.
him, who played Peter Vincent. He was in Planet of the Apes. He plays what's his name? Not Caesar, the other one, Cornelius. And
When you play Cornelius,
yeah, he plays
What the
Cornelius
fuck?
in the original Planet of the Apes, and also for Batman knowledge and Batman the animated series, he plays the Mad Hatter. He does the voice of the Mad
Okay.
Hatter, which
Nice.
is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I like back in the '80s too. Like people in movies just looked like regular people. They weren't like flawless, like supermodels. They were just like people you could find off the streets, and that's like what makes it more realistic and more believable of that time era. Is just like, yeah, these people just look like everyday, Joes, or like you could see these people
Yeah.
on your
Mhm.
street, and like it would just be like, oh yeah, that's a normal person. But now everyone has to be like a fucking supermodel to be even like in
Be
most
flawless
movies
skin.
today. Yeah,
They have
it's
to
like-
have.
Let's not
perfect
get
teeth.
into this yet. Don't get into this yet. Let's talk about this in the next
Yes.
movie.
So
Oh, yeah,
But yes, I do understand what
yeah,
you're
I
talking
mean,
Crispy.
yeah,
about.
that's-
I understand.
go ahead and begin your final thoughts and review.
Fuck. Oh, Final Fall. Okay. No, we've been talking about this whole movie discussion here for this 2000. Well, no, the 1985 edition of Fright Night. I enjoy the movie. I like the special the effects they use, the makeup, the music is awesome. Like how we've all been stating. The acting is, I would say, is good, as decent acting. It's not. I didn't hate it. They did a great job playing the roles and kept going with it. It kept me interested the whole time and never made me say I'm getting bored. So like I would say I'd give this movie a good like around an 8, around decent 8 to like 8.5 area. I wouldn't say it's not. It's like if it's like I wouldn't say it's like super perfect, but like for a horror movie, it's really hard to do a good horror movie. So for a horror movie rating, it's definitely around like it's like an 8 to an 8.5
Okay.
because they could have flopped with the horror movie stuff. Horror movies flop here and there, and if it doesn't work right, it fucking just goes somewhere else.
I'm gonna go ahead and go next, Josh. I was gonna save you for last.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm also gonna go behind suit with Crispy, and I'm gonna give this an 8.5. I've never knew the existence of the 85 Fright Night because the next one that we're going to discuss, I remember like going to theaters with my best friend watching this, and I'm thinking, wow, this is pretty cool. I enjoyed the movie, but having watched, the source material it was based from, this movie captured I'm not going to say captured, but it embodied like the heart of the 80s because, you had your slasher flicks back then, your creature features. So you had people who were like, that's all that they watched. And that's what we got with Charlie. He watched Peter Vincent, not Charlie Vincent, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're combining both two of the main characters.
You're combining.
He watched
You
Peter
can call
Vincent,
him Charlie Vincent because he basically was.
And you could even see, like, even when he's like unsure of himself, something in the back of his mind telling him, no, I know I'm right. My gut's telling me I'm right. And even with Jerry to Zombie Billy, who is, to me, was an unnecessary character. Everything just stuck together and enhanced what we already got as a good movie. And it took it another step beyond with how well the actors did with some of the scenes that I would think would be kind of cringy or kind of just, I'm not really digging it,
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I've seen this movie before. It's been a couple years. And then rewatching it was a good refresher of the movie. Like I was like, oh, it's a really fun movie. I would definitely recommend watching this during like Halloween or like put this on like during a Halloween party. I think a lot of people will get a lot of enjoyment. And I like even during the movie, they're like kind of stating that vampires are kind of outdated. Like they're not in the the realm of like what is cool in pop culture at the time of the 80s. Like they're talking about, like they even mentioned it during the movie, like kids your age like slasher films. They like basically they're talking about Jason and Freddy Krueger and stuff. And it was kind of cool, like for that time, the modern time of 1985, that this is the way to make a vampire movie kind of connect with a younger crowd too. It's connected to with a high school student. He notices that his neighbor's a vampire, and I think it would work. Like that, the movie still works today, like completely on its own. Like you don't need to remake it. But I think that it just shows the merit that the story can work in a like any time period, and I think it would still work. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and like Jerry was saying, it just kind of it just screams 80s, like the whole movie, but like in the best possible way. Like I wish movies were still made like this because they don't make them like they used to, and I really wish they did. I want movies to be made like this. I would give this probably